Hey everybody, Chris here. In this video, I'm going to be giving you my July price prediction for Dogecoin. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel, hit that little notification bell too. You'll be notified when my new videos come out, as well as when I do live streams. And we were live Monday evening, and we were looking at how June was going to close, how Q2 was going to close, and had a price target for Dogecoin there at 1669. And we closed it a little lower than that. It's a little disappointing end of June and beginning of July, but what is the outlook for the rest of the month and going on into the fall? Let's take a look at it. I'll show you the news and the charts, show you what I'm looking at. We start here looking at the current Dogecoin chart, and we're at 1612. That's right, 1612 broke below the 16.4 line here just after midnight. We did bounce off it here as support here just around 10:30, 11 o'clock, but the bears were in control overnight, and we'll show you that and why that happened. And we had actually kind of predicted that possibility was there during the live stream on Monday. Again, join in my next live stream Tuesday afternoon, 4 o'clock p.m. East Coast time. Always have a good time expanding our conversations out during the lives, answering your questions as well. So do come on board for that. Of course, make sure that you're subscribed and you've got your notifications on as well, so you can always be notified when those live streams start. But here's what we have in front of us now is Dogecoin and how Doge is going to trade the month ahead. Trader Allen is like, look, we just broke out the past day or so out of this kind of downward sloping inverse head and shoulders. Came back and retested it, and now we can move higher. So classic kind of pattern here. I don't know about the sideways here. Look at this one, the sideways here. Head and shoulders, typically you like to have that solid. But, you know, Alan does a good job with his colors. A very, very pretty chart he's got here. But we'll see. I mean, it's just going to go off sideways here in the short term, I think. And looking at RSI levels, we did kind of do a double tip down here on the lower end of the RSI with those successive dips. And we are right now in the second one here, where we're down, yeah, on a shorter time frame, you're going to have this RSI bouncing around. Again, too short of a time frame to really look at the larger picture. It's about liquidations. In the end, this is what we feared would happen, or kind of thought was the possibility as we got into the overnight hours and volume was down and trading was down, all of that, and we identified 1609. So that was the identifier where a lot of long leverage is located on the Doge chart. And after taking out a few more shorts up here yesterday, the price did get pushed down and took out all of these long leverage trades. So if you're interested in what all that is about and what the heat maps are, come in, join the live streams. We talk about that in more detail. There is some more new long leverage being created though, and those liquidation prices are down in the 15s. Will we see Doge dip down into the 15s in the month of July? So what's going on with the ETFs? I mean, the headline is SEC delays Dogecoin ETF decision as Doge signals a 54% breakout potential. Breakout potential, yeah, eventually. But right now we've got the Doge RSI showing weak momentum, early recovery signs on July 1st. Balance of power dips down, but so the sellers are in control. So we have all that. The SEC did put this out, though, on the 21 shares Dogecoin ETF. So it's one of the 4 that has been applied for. And that, yeah, it's going to get pushed, as we thought. And here's the overall look of where these altcoin ETFs are in the process. We've got Litecoin. Litecoin final SEC deadline is October 2nd. Solana October 10th, and XRP and Doge on the 17th, and Cardano on the 23rd. All have their 19B4s acknowledged, and the odds of approval are all 95 to 90%. So that's all very good, but again, that's not until October. So when you see these things about July, oh, Dogecoin's ETF isn't happening. Well, be patient and wait, right? Because we got to wait till October for all of this to happen. And that's one of the things we've been talking about for a big possible explosion in prices coming this fall. This is one of many things that we talk about during the live streams again on what those could be. Dogecoin price prediction for July. We go through these currently trading, and looking at all of the charts here in terms of, these supply resist or support and resistance lines and the trading different indicators, looking at the RSI, looking at the MACD, and in the end, they're pretty much saying, what to expect for Dogecoin this month. And it's like, for July, we're in a pivotal zone. Bullish breakout above descending trend line and 17.5 resistance could trigger a rally toward 19.2 with a follow through towards 20.5. On the other hand, if Doge continues to reject 16.517, a deeper pullback toward 15 cents or even down to 13.8 or 12.7 demand block may unfold. Now, I think neither of those are going to happen. We're going to be right in between. So I'll give you a heads up on my July price prediction. It's not going to be this, and it's not going to be that. It's going to be in between, unfortunately. Could we hit 20 cents this month? Hey, sure, if we get through the 17.518 zone, and then maybe 20 cents can be hit. I am not feeling that confident. It is the summer of chop. It continues. We are in that right in July now, and I don't think we're going to be having that kind of movement. We go to this article. Dogecoin prediction. How high can Doge go in July? And, are we finding a bottom? Again, it looks like the 15s may be in play here with some of that new leverage. So at what price levels should we be looking for? Dogecoin price appears to be coiling at key support. Early signs of RSI recovery suggesting that the worst of the selling might be over. However, buyers must push Doge price above 17 cents to confirm any short-term trend reversal. If sentiment improves and Bitcoin remains stable, 15 to 20% upsides over 20 cents is realistic, but failure to defend 16.23 could trigger further downside to 13 cents, wiping out recent gains. Again, my prediction is we're going to be between these two. We're not going to be 20 cents. We're not going to be 13 cents. I think we're going to be in between. We look at the S&P 500 for the month of July, and we read this from the bottom up. So 2024, the S&P 500, again, looking at the stocks, look at that. 10 years in a row, the S&P 500 has been green for the month of July. 10 years in a row. Stocks have been in the green in the month of July. So that's pretty good. That's a good start, right? What about Dogecoin? Well, Dogecoin. Well, we ended Q2 in the red. Target price was $16.69 to be even for Q2, and we ended up at $16.05 as a closing price here. So we ended up in the red. And now for Q3, we're already down 2.3%. As Dogecoin is down in the low 16s now, and here's where we ended up in the month, down 14.2 in June, and July already down 2.2. Last year, July, we were down 1.8. 2023 was a good year, up 17. 2022, we were up 3. In 2021, that was the really volatile year after going up 546% in April. Yeah, good old 2021. We were still on the downslope in July. But here, this year, because we had such a negative February and March, all the fear of tariffs and things like that. Will this recovery continue? Actually, it's been flat. It's been pretty flat since then. We're in the low 16s right now. We go back to 2017. 2017 had this huge dynamic run, March, April, May, and then fell back in June, July. We did not have that here. So this all leads me to believe is there's no real yearly precedent of sort of this recent price action where we are now versus where that might be. 2020 might be the closest here. And that was up 39% in July. But that was the TikTokers, right? This was the big thing that the TikTokers were doing back then about Dogecoin to the moon and everybody buy Doge and so it had a good month. So that was that social sentiment then, and that kind of thing can happen, but I'm not expecting it now. Not expecting it now. We can look at CoinCodex. CoinCodex is like, look, we may see Doge sort of as we go through the month here, dip down into the 15s. July 3rd, July 4th, July 5th. So if you're looking for a target for picking up some Doge below 16 cents, we may have an opportunity here with this upcoming weekend. Stock market will be closed. There'll be low volume. There'll be an opportunity for the market makers to dip the price lower and take out some of more of those long leverage trades. But as we go forward, we see July 12th, July 14th, we're getting up into the 16s, maybe over 17 cents, and then maybe even touching 18 cents by the 20th of July, settling back 19, 20, and then maybe back to 19 cents by the end of the month, around 19 cents. I am not as bullish as this, unfortunately, for the month ahead. I think we're going to be looking at, again, these patterns that happen on these falling wedges that we looked at this before on Trader Allen's chart. And I think we're going to be sort of fighting this sloping support line here. And actually, I think we've already dropped below it or are coming out of this. And we're going to do a little bit of the sideways action here, right around this price for a lot of the month. So I think we'll be in the 17s. I think we're going to make it to 17 cents, and we'll probably end the month in the 17s is where I think we're going to be. With, again, dips in the 15. Maybe we touch 18 cents sometimes during the month, but that's where I think we'll end up. And this big green here, this kind of run, I'm expecting October time frame, not July or August. So this will push out to the right. This will bleed out to the right, and that's where we're going to be. Now, overall, no matter how seasoned you are, there was a cycle that almost broke you, right? One that nearly made you walk away from it all. You don't really understand how brutal the space can be until you're staring at your portfolio, questioning your own decisions. So, this is about your outlook, and some people are very emotional about your portfolios. Again, I'm in the summer, and I'm like, right now, we're just like, relax, go touch some grass, go enjoy the weather, do some other things, because, again, there might be some little swing trade opportunities like we had yesterday. Like, those kinds of things will present themselves, but overall, it's accumulation and buying on dips. You have no idea how violently things are about to pump, though. And when I say about to pump, and this is DGen Gambler Zero saying this, again, that's going to be still a couple months out. Imagine standing in front of a freight train and thinking, I'll stop it for you. It'll stop for you. The market doesn't care about your doubts. It's going up whether you're ready or not. Send it higher. And then he continues. The next 6 months could change your life. If you've held through the pain, the rugs, the boredom, this is your shot. Most will fold. Most will chase noise. But the ones who stay locked in, they'll come out different. This ain't about just the bags. It's about proving you were right to believe your moment is coming. So that's how I'm feeling right now, and I'm just doing whatever I can to accumulate more Doge. It's about coin count. This is going to be coming, just not in July. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think about Dogecoin and your July price prediction? We're most likely going to see some 15s. Here we are now as I'm finishing this video, dipping back down to 1608. So that may be in play. In fact, today we'll be watching that. Join in on my next live stream. Again, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Give the video a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.